Hey guys, hope you're doing well. It's Adam, and welcome to my 3D print shop. In today's video, we're going to talk about Best Buy having filament in stores. So as you can see on screen here, they have a large variety of PLA options, ranging from your matte PLAs all the way to some basics, and then you have your exotic PLAs with the silk, PLA Plus, and then all of these fun glitter ones. But that's not the cool thing. The coolest part about this is the fact that they also have PETG, as you can see, in a variety of colors. And then they have what I'm most excited for, which is the TPU and the ABS. So I recently did a review of the Michaels filament and had a large variety of PLA, but not many in-person stores are offering these more high temperature filaments or unique filaments such as the ABS and TPU. So with this variation, there actually is still pretty affordable with the pricing regarding these filaments. So the PLA matte in black and white comes in at $10.99, and then it increases to $13.99 if you get a variety of colors, the other options. The PLA basic is similar at $12.99, and then the other colors are $14.99 for all of those options. Then you move towards your PLA Plus and the PLA Silk, and these come in at $15.99. And then the PETG in the black and white comes in at $11.99, and then the other colors come in at $14.99. And then the ones you guys are waiting for, the TPU comes in at $19.99 and the ABS at $16.99. The only thing I didn't mention is the rainbow and the glitter filaments. Those come in anywhere between $20.99 to $22.99. Overall, I think these prices are pretty comparable to that of Amazon and these other online distributors. But even if you just need one roll of filament to go in and spend $12.99 on a black roll of PLA Basic, it's really affordable, and overall it's just really good to see that these are in stores. So of course, as I saw all this, there's no way I could leave without buying some filament. So I actually got one PLA, one PETG, one TPU, and then one ABS. And in this video, we're gonna really put these filaments to the test, kind of do some test prints on all four of the printers behind me, and then we're just gonna pull some models off MakerWorld and Thingiverse and really just see how the quality adds up. Before we do that, I kind of want to talk about one thing that I noticed on this packaging, and that's the fact that they are claiming that it's compatible with a lot of different printers. As you can see, it's showing Bamboo Lab, Creality, Snapmaker, Elegoo, even some like QT and Solvo and FlashForge. These are all mentioned. So it's pretty interesting to see that they're claiming that this works, and it makes you wonder how much testing was actually done, or if this is just to try to pull people towards their filament. So with all that said, let's go ahead and throw these in the printer. We'll go ahead and do some test prints and we'll show the results. So most of my PLA tests were done on the Bamboo Lab A1. And I feel like this is pretty comparable to that of the Michaels filament, where I had high expectations that it was going to work, and it did exactly that. I had really good bed adhesion on all of these, and the layer lines were pretty crisp. As you can see, we have first little model we did here is a little screw container. The threads work turned out great, and the overall texture looked amazing on the sides. But we also did a few other little fidgets like this star fidget, which I've seen everywhere on the internet, and I understand why. It's super fun to play with. We even interfaced it with some Elegoo PLA to see how it would mesh with other filaments besides the Best Buy brand. As I said, I was super excited to see that they had the PETG, and based off that, especially the price at $11.99, I think that's pretty comparable to what I spend on Amazon when I buy my PETG, maybe even a little more than that. But I love the results that came from this. I had a few really cute models. So as you're seeing here, we have this Q-tip holder, which I actually printed some Elegoo brown PLA on the top to kind of complete this design look. But overall, a great looking print. And then next up, we had, I've really gotten into laser engraving recently, so I wanted something to hold my laser glasses. And this print turned out amazing, showing off the detail within the skull with the white PETG. Real magic started happening when I started to test out TPU. So if you guys aren't familiar, the Snapmaker U1 is really good at TPU due to how they actually feed the filament, but also the fact that I could utilize multi-material. So as you can see here, I actually did a print with the matte PLA and the TPU and created these really cool multi-material pliers, as you can see here. I definitely wouldn't tighten your car bolts with them, but it's really cool to see the principle of these layer switching and meshing up this harder PLA with this soft TPU. Next up, we still stayed on the Snapmaker U1 and tried out some of these TPUs with a larger surface, trying to test the bed adhesion. I made sure to put a glue stick down so it did not ruin my build plate, but I was able to print this really cool bar mat. So now if I can spill drinks everywhere, I can at least save most of it. But overall, the print looked amazing. I really love TPU on the Snapmaker U1, and this Best Buy filament did not disappoint. I did no drying to this filament, and the results spoke for themselves. Yeah, ABS has always been something that's pretty daunting to me. In the past, I haven't had great experience with it. The Bamboo Lab H2S has helped with the internal heated chamber, but some of my filaments that I've had needed really extensive drying. And in this case, right out of the box, the Best Buy ABS worked great. So you can see there, we made some Bamboo Lab tools like that lead screw cleaner, as well as just this bed scraper with a PETG actual flat part on the front, you can see. On top of that, I wanted to try a larger model to see if we could get any clogging or any failures with the ABS. But as you can see with this statue here, I was still able to get flawless prints and the surface looks great, even with those supports. All of these filaments performed very well. And to keep in mind, this was without any filament drying and using all the generic settings across these 4 filaments. All of the different models looked great, and I was really pleased with the price of these different filaments, even for them to be at a box store 10 minutes away from me. We're really in a great time to be 3D printing. Since the 2 years that I've been doing so, it's becoming readily available to new people and older hobbyists. And now with it being in Michael's and Hobby Lobby and now Best Buy, all these different filaments you can buy, I don't think it'll be long until you can get printers in stores coming soon. I'm interested to see where it goes in the future, as Best Buy has even kind of hinted with this poster that maybe they will start selling nylon in this same brand of filament. With all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys like this, we may turn this into a series as I review more filaments in box stores or whether you have online. So I look forward to that. Let me know in the comments if you've tried out this filament or Hobby Lobby or Michael's filament. I'm curious to get your feedback as I'm fairly new to that as well. Hope you guys have a good one. See you in the next one.